Hello, welcome all. Myself, Mr. S. N. Chamatgowda from Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. At the end of this session, students will be able to determine Z transform of a given signals. In the last lecture, we have discussed Z transform and region of convergence, and also we have considered an example where discrete time signal x of n was infinite right-sided sequence. Today in this lecture we are going to consider an example where discrete time signal is infinite left-sided sequence. So let us consider an example where x of n is a discrete time signal which is equal to minus 3 to the power n u of minus n minus 1. Find Z transform and ROC. So let us solve this one. We know that x of z is equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n z to the power minus n, where x of n is equal to minus 3 to the power n u of minus n minus 1. By substituting x of n in the above expression, x of z is equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity minus 3 to the power n u of minus n minus 1, where u of minus n minus 1 is a modified version of unit step signal u of n. So pause the video for some time and recall the definition of unit step signal u of n. I hope you have recalled the definition of unit step signal, that is u of n. So u of n is equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0, and u of n is equal to 0 for n less than 0, where u of minus n minus 1 is a modified version of u of n, and this is defined as u of minus n minus 1 is equal to 0 for n greater than or equal to 0, and it is equal to 1 for n less than 0. Because of u of minus n minus 1, the limits of the summation gets affected, and the limits of the summation will be equal to n equal to minus infinity to minus 1. Now, with the help of graphical representation, let us understand how the limits of the summation have changed into n equal to minus infinity to minus 1. We know that x of n is equal to 3 to the power n u of minus n minus 1. So for simplicity, I am neglecting the negative sign here. So in the first graph, we will draw 3 to the power n, that is growing exponential signal. So this signal is all the way from minus infinity to plus infinity. In the second graph, let us plot the modified version of unit step signal u of minus n minus 1. So we already know the definition of u of minus n minus 1, which is equal to 0 for n greater than or equal to 0, and it is equal to 1 for n less than 0 here. So with respect to this definition, we will draw the graphical representation of u of minus n minus 1. So this exists from minus infinity to minus 1 here, whereas for n equal to 0 to plus infinity, the values of u of minus n minus 1 is equal to 0. Now in the third graph, we will draw the signal x of n, which is nothing but x of n is equal to 3 to the power n into u of minus n minus 1. So it is a product of 3 to the power n and u of minus n minus 1. So this represents the graphical representation of x of n here. We know that x of n is a product of 3 to the power n into u of minus n minus 1. In the first graph, we have sketched the signal 3 to the power n, which is a growing exponential signal, and it exists from all the way from minus infinity to plus infinity. In the second graph, we have plotted the modified version of unit step signal u of minus n minus 1. As per the definition, u of minus n minus 1 is equal to 0 for n greater than or equal to 0, and it is equal to 1 for n less than 0. Therefore, the signal u of minus n minus 1 exists all the way from minus infinity to minus 1. So this exists all the way from minus infinity to minus 1 here. Now, to draw the signal for x of n, we need to multiply these two graphs here, that is 3 to the power n and u of minus n minus 1. When we multiply 3 to the power n into u of minus n minus 1, the x of n exists only on the left side from n equal to minus infinity to minus 1, whereas for n equal to 0 to plus infinity, all the values are 0 because 3 to the power n is being multiplied by 0. So any value multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, the limits of the summation are n equal to minus infinity to minus 1 here. Therefore, x of z is written as summation n equal to minus infinity to minus 1 3 to the power n minus 3 to the power n z to the power minus n. X of z is equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to minus 1 minus 3 to the power n z to the power minus n here. So in the graphical representation, we have understood that why the limits of the summation are written as n equal to minus infinity to minus 1, because the product of 3 to the power n and u of minus n minus 1 exists only on the left side, and it exists from n equal to minus infinity to minus 1, as shown in this figure here, as shown in this third graph. Now we know that an infinite summation identity, that is summation n equal to 0 to infinity alpha to the power n is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus alpha, and this infinite summation identity is valid if mod alpha is less than 1 here. Now we use this infinite summation identity in our example to simplify x of z here, but the limits of this summation, that is x of z, is not identical with the infinite summation identity. So first we need to bring the limits of this summation identical to this infinite summation identity. So here we substitute k is equal to minus n, therefore n is equal to minus k, and n equal to minus infinity, minus n is equal to plus infinity, and minus n is replaced by k, which is equal to plus infinity. N is equal to minus 1, minus n is equal to plus 1, so minus n is replaced by k, k is equal to 1 here. Now we are going to use these values, k is equal to plus infinity, k is equal to 1, and k is equal to minus n in the above expression. So x of z is written as summation k is equal to infinity to 1 minus 3 to the power minus k into z to the power k. We take this minus sign outside the summation here, summation. So minus summation k equal to 1 to infinity 3 to the power minus k z to the power k here. So this will be written as minus summation k equal to 1 to infinity 3 inverse z to the power k. So but still the limits of the summation are not identical with infinite summation identity here. We are going to use the concept that is a to the power 0 is equal to 1 to simplify x of z here. So x of z will be written as 3 inverse z to the power 0 minus 3 inverse z to the power 0 minus summation k is equal to 1 to infinity 3 inverse z to the power k. So we know that 3 inverse z to the power 0 is equal to 1. So adding and subtracting 1 from this expression will not affect the x of z here. So this will be written as 1 minus, we are going to merge these two terms here. So this will be written as summation k equal to 0 to infinity 3 inverse z to the power k here. Now this summation is identical with that infinite summation identity, that is n equal to 0 to infinity summation n equal to 0 to infinity alpha to the power n is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus alpha, and this is valid if mod alpha is less than 1. So we are going to use this infinite summation identity in our example. So this will be written as 1 divided by 1 minus 3 inverse z, and this is valid if 3 inverse z is less than 1, or in other words, multiplying LHS and RHS by 3, we get mod z is less than mod 3. Okay. Further, this will be simplified. To simplify this one, we are going to multiply the second term by multiply numerator and denominator by 3. So this will be written as 1 minus 3 divided by 3 minus 3 inverse z3. So 3 and 3 inverse will get cancelled. So this will be written as 1 minus 3 divided by 3 minus z. So further, this will be simplified as 3 minus z minus 3 divided by 3 minus z. So minus 3 and 3 will cancel. So this will be written as minus z divided by 3 minus z here, where ROC is mod z less than mod 3. Further, this will be simplified as minus z divided by 3 minus z. We multiply numerator and denominator by minus 1 here. So this will be written as z divided by z minus 3. So this will be the x of z for the given discrete time signal, where ROC is mod z less than mod 3. Now we will plot a circle of radius 3 on the z plane here, where the region of convergence is within the circle of radius 3. These are the references. Thank you.